It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Ongama Manyase. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Masiphumelele in Fishhoek.
My name is Muzili Mkhwaqane. I stay at Priesttown, halfway house. I'm a volunteer at City Mission.
My name is Samkelo Jada. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Ocean View in Fishhoek.
My name is Dumisani. My surname is Matondile. I live in Kailicha Mandela Park.
My name is Mvuyisi Kilimani. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Side B Kailicha.
My name is Kaya. His name is Kili. I'm a volunteer at City Mission.
Yeah, the name is Leboang Semama and I live in Kailicha Mandela Park.
In 2014, I started my own project called the Chow Hendrick Foundation. It was named after my friend. What motivated the start of the project was that after the passing of my friend, I realized that there was a need for projects that bring out awareness in communities. And then last year, I edited the name of it when my uncle passed away. He was also in support of the project. I realized that it doesn't only affect those who are involved in gangsterism, but it also involves the community as a whole, even if you're not part of it. Because he was robbed and then shot by gangsters, but he isn't a gangster himself. So then that's where the rest of the name came from.
From the age of 15 to 16, the kids are dropping out of school because they feel like to be a gangster, it's cool. So if you are at school, you're like, you don't understand. So I'm trying to teach the kids that you can be cool without being a gangster.
I actually used to be part of another organization where like all the people were helping us do activities, learn about different things and actually like how to plan our future, right? But then from the community that I come from, it's like youngsters don't really care about their future. They just think of the now and what's happening now.
I was motivated to get involved with youth activities because of I've seen a lot of young people standing on the streets in front of the shops, spaza shops, in the corner. They start smoking in those corners. They ask people for 50 cents when they get into the shop.
There's always been this problem of gangsterism and violence and everything like that, you know, for no reason. Like sometimes you would wonder, why do people die because of this? But there will never be an actual reason behind it. And that's like, I actually thought of something like that, like what Sam started, but then she approached me before I could even actually think of a way to start it. She approached me, and from then I was actually pleased with what she came with, and I was actually interested. So I actually volunteered to help out wherever I could.
I joined this program while I was still in drugs because I was smoking tick for a long time. So I was tired of the life that I was living at that time. So I joined this program, then which helped me to rehabilitate myself. So after that, I saw a need in my location where there are my peers and the people that I used to be with who are also facing the same problem that I had.
So I've started a soccer team with a few of the young men. Reason being, I wanted to get closer to them. I wanted to win or to earn a right to speak into their lives.
The reason why I joined this program is because of my personal life. I'm an ex-convict, you see. Like in the place that I grew up with, there was a few positive role models. There was always the negative role models. The guys who were shooting at the cops, and they are doing armed robberies. So I end up saw myself doing crime, you see. So I started to drop up at school.
From where I come from, PE, Port Elizabeth. There I used to be in drugs, crime. I used to smoke, rob people, do terrible things. But I pray to God that He will give me a second chance in life. And He will open the doors and take me out of the dark path and put me into the light. And I prayed for my friends too and the people in my community to have strength, to help each other and to help the young ones. Because I joined to help children because I don't want them to end up in the dark path that I was in. So I came in Cape Town last year and I met Tatumza and he helped me to get through with all my drugs problems and all my other problems.
They kind of like rehabilitate me without going through the rehab center, you see. So I came back to my village where I try to motivate the other kids to not to do drugs.
Once I win them closer to me, and I try to make sure that they go back to school to study, to finish their studies so that they can work.
Most of the guys in our communities, they drive fancy cars. You see, they have fancy clothes. This is what our youth want today, you see. And when you, like, most of the youth in the community, they want to be respected, but in a bad way. They want to be feared, to be scared, you see, because of they are having guns and they are in the gang, you see.
When I grew up, I was looking at the negative role models, the guys that are robbing people, the hijacking cars, I end up doing the same thing so that I can wear the expensive shoes, I can dress like that people. But that led me to prison.
Exactly. Because now if your parents would have told you that the value of life is not material things, you could have learned better. You could have not even gone through that path, you know. But then out there they showed you, no, bruh, to be seen in the streets you need to wear like this.
What I see now in our communities, we are lacking the father figure. So most of the kids in the community are raised by single moms. So there is no father in the house that can guide a young boy, because a young boy, I believe, needs a father next to him that can show him the way of life.
We do have fathers around, you see, but it's just the lack of communication, especially us blacks, you see. Like, our fathers, they don't actually like speak to us, you see. They are always like shouting at us, don't do that, it's wrong, you see. They don't explain, like, you see, my child. Yeah, it is going to be like that if you are doing this, 2, 3, 4, you see. It's better for you to stick here to the school, because if you are doing these things, my child, you are going to prison, you see. And from prison, maybe you can die.
I think the problem is that most parents are actually absent in their children's lives. And you even find in those houses where they have everything and you ask yourself, why is this child outside robbing when their home has everything that they need? But you find that this mother, she might be giving them money, but not giving them support. And support is like everything, because every child needs affection and they need you to be there to sit down with them and talk to them.
Like what you're saying, as how can a mother actually influence a son into becoming a better man? Like, of course, there will be that tension of like, you know, she's a woman, so she doesn't know what I'm going through. There's a way around that, right? You always have a family member, right? You'll have that uncle that you trust, you know? You can pass on that message that you're trying to send to your son to that uncle, to that specific uncle, to sit him down like a man, right? And give him that advice that you are trying to give him, you see? There's always a way around it, but people tend to think like, okay, this child's not listening to me, so I give up, you know? But like, I think, like as a child, we go through a lot as children when we're young. We go through a lot, and basically, all we need is that understanding, you know? And a lot of people don't have that patience.
So there's no coaching in the house, so they found the coaching outside. So they found a guy that drives a Porsche car outside. You find out this guy is a gangster, but the kids, they get involved and following that life.
We cannot blame actually the parents because you can teach your child everything that he or she needs you to teach them. But the problem sometimes it can be the environment, like the surroundings, like where we grow up with, like in the township.
I think people use that thing of being pressured to doing something as an excuse these days, as a get out of jail free card, you know, or like to not be blamed. Like, no, but my friends told me to do this, you know. In the end, they didn't force you. All they did is suggest, do you want to smoke this? And then you said yes.
I was 14, 15 years. I get in prison. Then when I was in prison, I involved myself with gangsters. I have no choice to get respected in prison. You must get yourself involved in gangsters. That way I feel that I'm in power now. I can control everyone. I can do everything.
I'm an ex-drug dealer as well. You see, there's a lot of children which is I can say I destroyed their lives because I was selling to them drugs, you see. So for me to just change my life and just keep quiet, this is not a good reason or the solution, you see. I have to go back where I came from, you see, and try to give back to the community. I know the young boys, young guys today, they are doing crime. One of them is because of my influence, you see. So this is why today I joined this program.
My dream basically is to be a successful sound engineer, work in media, in television, so that I can pass on all these messages.
My dream is to see the other children who are smoking, doing drugs and criminal activities, to be free out, to be out of the criminal activities they do.
My dream is to be given an opportunity to help my community and the children that are doing drugs and crime, to support them with their future.
My dream is to build a big business and employ the prisoners and teach them about God.
My dream is to go to my community to stop children to go into crime.
My dream is to see everyone goes back to God.
My dream is to work in the field of family law because I want to be able to reach out to other children who come from houses that aren't where they don't get support, to create that conducive kind of environment for them, you know, to encourage them to reach for their fullest potential.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.
I realized that there was a need for projects that bring out awareness in communities. And then last year I edited the name of it when my uncle passed away. He was also in support of the project. I realized that it doesn't only affect those who are involved in gangsterism, but it also involves the community as a whole, even if you're not part of it. Because he was robbed and then shot by gangsters, but he isn't a gangster himself. So then that's where the rest of the name came from.
From the age of 15.
It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Ongama Manyase. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Masiphumelele in Fishhoek.
My name is Muzilim Khwakane. I stay at Bridgetown Halfway House. I'm a volunteer at City Mission.
My name is Samkelo Jada. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Ocean View in Fishhoek.
My name is Dumisani. My surname is Matondile. I live in Kailicha Mandela Park.
My name is Mvuyisi Kilimani. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Side B, Kailicha.
My name is Kaya. His name is Kili. I'm a volunteer at City Mission.
Yeah, the name is Leboang Semama and I live in Kailicha Mandela Park.
In 2014, I started my own project called the Chow Hendrick Foundation. It was named after my friend. What motivated the start of the project was that after the passing of my friend,
Future, right? But then from the community that I come from, it's like youngsters don't really care about their future. They just think of the now and what's happening now.
I was motivated to get involved with youth activities because of I've seen a lot of young people standing on the streets, in front of the shops, spaza shops, in the corner. Into 16, the kids are dropping out of school because they feel like to be a gangster, it's cool. So if you are at school, you're like, you don't understand. So I'm trying to teach the kids that you can be cool without being a gangster.
I actually used to be part of another organization where like all the people were helping us do activities, learn about different things, and actually like how to plan our